As we approach a new club season in Europe, what is the most fascinating league across Europe? Of course, the Premier League is spending like it's nothing. You got La Liga, who have no money, and Tebas is running it like he's Maduro from Venezuela. But the Serie A is going to be fascinating this year. There is 14 different managers this year, which makes the competition and the upcoming season very, very intriguing to watch. As we see AC Milan going a new direction with Fonseca, Juventus going a new direction with Thiago Motta, Napoli bringing in Antonio Conte back into the league. Bologna, even though they lost Thiago Motta, are bringing Vincenzo Italiano, who's a good manager. Monza brought in the AC Milan legend Alessandro Nesta. Palladino went from Monza to Fiorentina, and Cesc Fabregas will begin his managerial career at Como. With a lot of moving parts in the Serie A, what should you be watching out for this season? If you look at the business of AS Roma, they are signing Matthias Sule. They already signed Enzo Lefebvre, who was an unbelievable midfielder, and now they are rumored to bring in Dovbyk. If AS Roma can pull that off and have Dovbyk, Matthias Sule, and Dybala, hopefully Dybala stays fit, AS Roma are going to be a fun team to watch. If you have not watched Matthias Sule, I would highly recommend it. Really reminds me of Angel Di Maria. And Matthias Sule at Frosinone last season was unreal. Creator, goal scoring. He's an unbelievable footballer. And then you pair him with Dybala. Oh, that is going to be magic. Enzo Lefebvre then running the midfield. And if they can get Dovbyk, if AS Roma can steal the top goal scorer of La Liga and bring it to the Serie A, that would be incredible business. Jose will be looking at himself and saying, you didn't spend the money with me? Now, AS Roma have been dealing with FFP the last 2 seasons, but they are clearly making a huge commitment on saying, we want to qualify to the Champions League this season. Napoli are another interesting team. They finished 10th last year. They had 4 different managers. You could have named all the managers and they would have managed Napoli. But now they're in a new direction with Antonio Conte. So they're going to bring stability. They still got Kvara. We'll see what happens with Osimhen. He's most likely going to go. And they're going to sign Lukaku. Lukaku is just getting stamps everywhere around Italy right now because he's going to get a move to Napoli next to Kvara. Then you still got Buongiorno, who's signed to the club. Napoli are going to be an interesting team because they have no European football. They can only focus on the league. And that is the one thing that can be dangerous recipe for Antonio Conte. When he has just time to coach, he can be a masterpiece at that. Juventus are going a new direction, and it's wonderful to see. They are going from the dinosaur football of Allegri, although he was probably laughing at their friendly loss against Nuremberg 3-0, to now Thiago Motta, where center backs are going to be midfielders. It's going to be a little bit chaotic to watch for Juventus fans. Juventus have made some good business, signing Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa, Kepran Thuram from Nice. Juventus definitely have some stability in the midfield. But the one worry I would have is the attack is lacking, especially out wide. They still got Yildiz, who's a great talent. But the other side, if they do sell Chiesa, they must sign a very dangerous winger. Now, apparently, according to rumors, it could be Adeyemi. He's a player who clearly relies on his pace only. His finishing is not the greatest. I think Juventus could do a lot better. That's why getting rid of Matthias Sule to Samuel Ealing Jr., it didn't make a lot of sense to me, but it's all about getting funds to sign Todibo and then, of course, Scoop Miners. Scoop Miners is the last piece in that midfield. Then you have a midfield of Douglas Luiz, Scoop Miners, and Kepran Thuram. Oh no, Juventus went levels with the midfield compared to last season. And with the style of football that Thiago Motta plays, they're going to be a fun team to watch. Telling you, if you did not watch Bologna last year, Thiago Motta was doing a madness. And the mere fact he got Bologna into the Champions League is nothing short of sensational. But now there's going to be expectations and pressure on Thiago Motta. Can he handle the pressure at Juventus? Time will tell. And Paulo Fonseca is the new AC Milan manager. A good hiring considering the job he did at Lille. But the rumored signings that they're going to make is not giving me a whole lot of confidence. Pavlovic from RB Salzburg. Decent defender, but every time I've seen him play for Serbia, he just looks like a liability. Now, that could be the Serbian national team, aka LA Clippers, but is he really cut for it at AC Milan? The more worrying signing would be Emerson Royal. Really? This is AC Milan. We're going to sign Emerson Royal? This guy is not good enough. I don't care if he's a bench player, third choice, starter. Emerson Royal should be nowhere near one of the most historic clubs in football. But AC Milan are linked to him. Now, if they can get Yusuf Fofana from Monaco, that would be a good signing. Now they have good stability down the middle. And of course, they signed Morata, so the striker position is solved. You still got Rafael Leao, you got Pulisic, you got Reinders. AC Milan still have a good team. But I'm worried about the sort of signings they were making after Morata to really bolster the squad. A real statement of intent would be if AC Milan went to get Zubamendi from Real Sociedad. That would be a perfect pairing in that midfield with Reinders. AC Milan are going to go the cheap way and Emerson Royale is actually going to be an AC Milan player. I hope that deal doesn't happen, by the way. I hope it doesn't, but it could become a reality. Still have Atalanta with Gasperini. No matter what, Gasperini can lose players. He'll find another player, and the scouting system of Atalanta can find another player, and they'll turn them into gold and a 60, 70 million euro player in no time. That is what Atalanta do. So I'm not really worried about them. Can they challenge for the league? I don't really see it. Como are very interesting with Cesc Fabregas. Now, screw Como for what they did to Hwang In-chan, but I'll say this about the club. They have made experienced signings, signing Belotti, Varane, and then getting Ali Jazim. You guys know how much I love Ali Jazim. I think he's going to absolutely kill it at Como, and having a manager like Cesc Fabregas, I think that is going to be excellent for him. Como might be just a wonderful destination for the Hollywood actors and everybody that has money to go to. But it might be a destination to go watch football, and we still have the Hipster FC, aka Venezia, back in the league. So that's going to be awesome. And they are, of course, captained by the Finnish legend, Joel Pohjanpalo. But everybody are still chasing Inter Milan. There is no doubt they are the clear favorites for me. We still don't know how Juventus are going to look like. AC Milan, I feel like, are missing a couple pieces. Roma are still missing a couple pieces. Napoli, very intriguing, but I don't think they have enough to challenge Inter. And the fact that Inter, on a free deal, signed Zielinski and Taremi, what are we doing here? But just give them the title and say, adios. Because Inter, with obviously Simone Inzaghi, they're just such a well-drilled team. They play wonderful football. They kept a lot of their pieces, which is the most vital thing for Inter. And bringing on Taremi off the bench, and you still have an option like Zielinski, it's fantastic business by Inter Milan. So Serie A, should you watch the league? No doubt. This is going to be so fascinating to see how Roma develop, how Napoli develop, how does Juventus look under Thiago Motta, how does AC Milan now look under Paulo Fonseca. There's so many storylines and so intriguing styles of play that we're going to see develop throughout the season that Serie A is a must-watch. Now, is it this golden times of the late 90s, early 2000s? No, far from it. When we had Parma, AC Milan, Inter, Juventus, all Roma, Lazio, all of these teams had just juggernaut sides. We don't have that right now because obviously the financial difficulties that the league still faces, but it's slowly getting back to it. We cannot deny that Serie A are cooking in Europe, constantly challenging in Europa League, constantly challenging in Conference League. What the Serie A needs is to win the Champions League. Once a club wins the Champions League, I think people will put so much more respect on the amount of good coaches there are in this league and the good scouting. It's not just about the coaching, it's the scouting that these clubs have done the last couple of seasons. That's why I highly respect Serie A. This is the league I am most hyped for, and I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you hyped for the Serie A? Do you think it's going to be an interesting season with all of the storylines that I've talked about, or do you think it's just going to be Inter Milan and 20 points behind will be one of the others? Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here if you want more Serie A content, because I'm pretty sure I'll be talking a lot about the league this season. Remember to follow me on all the socials. Those can be found in the description down below. Remember to join the Discord for more Serie A talk, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time, adios.